TARP money, right, that got our taxpayer dollars, are still investing in these predatory, shady, legal loan sharks. And we're not here, we're not going to go away until Bank of America and Wells Fargo, the two biggest ones, get out of the business of putting their monies into this business that exploits our people and traps them in a cycle of debt. Wells Fargo is the biggest, and then Bank of America, JP Morgan, US Bank, Banco Popular, Wachovia. These are all banks that if you bank in them, your money is going into these payday lenders. My name is Robin Akery. I'm the Executive Director of GRO, Grassroots Organizing, and my family has been directly impacted by these payday predators. Today, GRO and our allies here wanted to expose the connection between Bank of America and these Wall Street banks and these predatory lenders that are exploiting our people and our communities. We gave the money to the feds, right? The feds gave the money to the big banks, these Wall Street banks, at 0% interest. Those big banks then invest in these predatory lenders to make buku amount of money, and in turn we have to borrow our own freaking money back at over 400% interest.
My name is Graham McCauley, and I'm a GRO Grassroots Organizing member. And unfortunately, from 2004 to 2005, I worked at a payday lending store.
You're not talking loud. Not loud. Talk it up. Not loud.
I can testify that in my experience, these loans are not designed as a short-term, one-time solution as the companies like to say they are, but are instead designed to keep people trapped in a cycle of debt and to prey upon elderly, minority, and poor populations. I quickly learned that when our staff called in to report the numbers each night, our corporate managers were not interested in the number of people that paid back their loans, but were instead interested in the number of people who renewed their loans. We were trained to push people toward bigger loans and encourage them to pay them back as slowly as possible so that the store could make the most money. It did not matter if customers had loans out at other payday lending stores or were living off small fixed incomes. Creditworthiness was not a big consideration. Much of our business came from making loans to people with living off Social Security and disability. We were required to come in early on the third day of every month, the day that Social Security and disability checks came out, so that we could beat people to the banks and take their money before they had a chance to.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
We would then call them up later and invite them to come back and take out another loan so that they could make it through the rest of the month. We were also required to go out to the homes and workplaces of people who had trouble paying back their loans, and we'd embarrass customers in front of their bosses and coworkers. We were instructed to make vague threats about legal action even when we had no intention of doing so. Although a customer could have paid back his or her original loan hundreds of times just in terms of interest, the store would harass them until they got every last cent ever loaned. Bank of America claims that they are setting opportunity in motion for customers and communities, but by being one of the largest financiers of legal loan sharking, it's more like stealing opportunity.
Yeah!